All right, guys, we are live. Seiji Bard Podcast.
Hello.
There's our camera. Hello. I'm Bard.
Seiji.
Seiji. All right, we don't think anyone's in the room yet, but what we were talking about earlier was we're talking about, East Indian and African American communities, and we had a few questions that we wanted to talk about. First, got to check and make sure the stream is going live. Make sure you guys are seeing us. I don't think anyone's popped up yet. I don't even know where to look to see if people have popped up.
It says Seiji Bard live.
Oh yeah, we are live. Click on it. No. Okay. Also, you can check there for comments then, but I don't know where to look on here for comments.
Brett Phillips just popped up. Hey, Brett.
Hey, what's up, Brett? All right, so
Hey, Brett. What's up, Brett?
turn your volume down because we're gonna hear it in here. Just turn it off. All right, cool. Well, I can't hear anything. Okay, okay, I can hear it in there. Is this muted though, or
No, that's
turn this up to make sure we can hear?
it's off.
Oh, I mean, put the volume up so we can hear. Can you hear?
Is this muted now? No. Let's turn this up to make sure we can hear.
Okay,
It's off. Put the volume up so we can hear. Can you hear?
Can you hear it? Brett, what's going on, man? We're doing our first live.
We're trying to figure out how to get the speakers to work.
Yeah.
Brett, what's going on, man?
I think I hear some feedback. Brett, give us a 1 in the chat if you can hear us. Okay.
I think I hear some feedback. Brett, give us a link in the chat if you can hear us.
He said, sounds like technical difficulty.
Okay, turn your mic down on your phone.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Brett, give us a 1 if you can hear us. Okay. I think this is muted actually.
No, it isn't.
It's not? No. Okay. All right, cool. So you can hear us. Okay, so you hear a little feedback? All right, let us know when the feedback's gone. Seiji over here had his, we had the volume up because we were checking the volume. All right, so.
Are you still hearing feedback, Brett?
All right, better?
Okay.
Nice. Okay, cool. Hey, Brett, do us a quick favor. Like on the video. Nice. Like on the video if you could. And we're gonna get into our topics here real quick. We just finished doing a podcast. You can put down flat if you want so it doesn't fall. We just finished doing a podcast. We're talking about is East Indian and you can see the title, it's right there. But East Indian and African American issues. It's not gonna go live until Tuesday. I got to go home and do some editing, but this is a chance for people to kind of ask questions about the podcast. And hey, Michelle. Oh, hey, Michelle. Ni hao. So anyway, so as we were saying, we don't have anyone else in chat, but
So when you're doing a live stream, we can't ever hear them.
no, we can't hear them. Yeah.
Okay.
What we could do is
We just have to read their comments.
right. We can read their comments, but
Got it.
we can't read it on here. We have to. Oh, here's the comments right here.
Oh, there we
it
go.
is. So we're all right. We're learning. This is our first time using StreamYard. So anyway, I'm listening to make sure the mics are on. So I'll keep it in one ear.
Brett, when we're sitting further back like this, can you hear us clearly?
Well, I can hear.
Okay.
So that's this. I'm monitoring right now. Yeah, I can hear. I hear myself perfectly. Go ahead and speak up.
Hello.
You sound great.
Oh, perfect.
Brett, on a scale of 1 to 10, how does Seiji sound? 1 to 10. Just give us some feedback, and I appreciate it, man. He sounds just fine. Nice. Like on a 1 to 10, like 10 being like amazing. Amazing. Remember that guy? You know that is
No.
Jesse Lee Peters. Amazing. He's got this. He's crazy. He's out in LA. He's got this. He sounds like an 8. How do I sound? what we can do is increase the gain. Let's turn this gain up. All right. What about now? Let me turn the volume down. This is my volume in my ear.
Oh, okay.
How do we sound? 1 to 8, both of us. Go ahead and say something.
Hello,
Say
hello.
Yeah, 1 to 8. All right, guys. I promise we're going to get into our topics. We're just taking care of some technical stuff here. Well, I guess 8 isn't too bad. Anyway, so let's get into our questions here, because this is actually being recorded. People can actually watch this back on YouTube. And we're going to be doing lives every Sunday, guys. So this can't be
edited, right?
No, this is okay. Live. This is it. It can be deleted. That's the ultimate edit. All right, cool. Sounds the same, Brett. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we were talking about a bunch of random things in our in the show that's going to come out in a couple of days. Like we were talking about colorism, racism,
Black and Indian community. Yeah. So one of the more interesting things is, one of the ideas that we brought up is that obviously Seiji and I, or Indians, East Indians and African Americans are pretty much range about the same skin color, right? There's a wide range, but we can range around the same.
We're different skin colors, but we're basically the same.
We could be the same, yeah. There's dark Indians.
Well, no, I'm talking about even you and I.
Oh, you and I, yeah.
Like there's like a slight degree of variation between our skin colors, but
it's a tiny bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously darker, but there are people in my family who are your color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show you pictures of them. And then I've seen people in your family who are just as dark as the darkest people in my family. So, and then, and then your dad's pretty light.
Yeah.
I have people who are his color in my family as well. So yeah, it just ranges. And I think your mom and my mom are about the same color also. Mm-hmm. So pretty interesting. What are you laughing at, Brett? Are you laughing at us? We're trying to be UNITY over here. Unity. Check out the shirt. All right. So when it comes to, I'm going to pull this up real quick. And if you guys on Tuesday, we're actually going through a couple of slides where we look at Indian, Seiji's looking at African American women, and he's telling us what he thinks about them. We're just kind of who he thinks is the most beautiful. And, we're kind of comparing and contrasting it. I'm looking at Indian women, even though I didn't have a lot of Indian women to look at, but I won't spoil it for you which one I thought was the most beautiful, who I think is the most beautiful. But she's a really popular actress, and she shows up is her show on Netflix? Don't mention the show's name. We're going to let people tune in. Oh, Brett says he says, come on, you guys are just as white as me. Ha ha. Oh man, dude. Yeah, we are, but you should, I don't know if you're Brett, I don't know if you've ever seen Seiji's dad. Seiji's dad's pretty light skinned. Your dad's pretty light.
He looks kind of like Saddam Hussein.
It's pretty light. Does he? Saddam Hussein and how he looks?
Yeah.
He's kind of got the same. Yeah. He's kind of got a little bit of a Middle Eastern look. That's true. All right. So what we're gonna talk about is we're gonna get past the women and everything. We're talking about that in the show. Let's we had a few more topics. So you wanted to talk about, we actually had our I should actually pull this up on another or I can pull up slides on here. We're talking about people like people who pass, people who are African American who can actually pass. That was your question, mm-hmm. Right? Who pass for Black, or who pass for, or who are mixed, or who fall in somewhere between the cracks.
Well,
you haven't seen his dad? Yeah. Well, maybe Seiji will show you sometime, like a picture or something like that. If he's up to it, or he'll show you sometime. Just
pull up Saddam Hussein and
Saddam Hussein,
and then my dad sits a little shorter than
Saddam. That's hilarious. Give him a cigar and an AK or a rifle, and have him. That thing where he shoots the rifle in the air.
Yeah. With one hand.
One hand. Yeah. One hand. Pop, pop. Okay. So, Brett, what do you? Okay. So actually had a picture of Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah.
Which is really fascinating. This whole transracial thing. What do you think about, Brett? What do you think about Rachel Dolezal? We're actually talking about.
She was was she the chair for the Democratic committee who
She was chair for
basically.
the
I
NAACP,
think-
which was nuts.
Yeah.
She was like
She was
the
a white
leader.
lady who basically claimed that she was black and said that she never realized that she wasn't black.
She's a victim. But what's interesting is
She was a victim of two white people who had her.
right. What's crazy? Here's what's crazy. Because African Americans are so racially across the spectrum, mixed and this and that. A lot of us are mixed with, white.
Mhm.
A lot of us are mixed with white. I've got European. I don't know if you do. You haven't done your ancestry, but a lot of us do. And because of that, some of us come out light. Some of us are dark. Some of us have different types of hair. Some of us have different features. People like Rachel Dolezal, when she tans and wears her hair curly, she can almost pass for a mixed person.
Well, no,
That's what's crazy.
She actually uses a bunch of suntan lotion, other things to make herself look more black.
More black. So she's black fishing.
Yeah.
So Brett, he said on drugs. Brett says, I'm a Japanese Korean Jew. Interesting. Very interesting. So you're transracial, Brett. Is that what you're admitting to?
He's part
All right.
samurai.
Part samurai. You're part of the samurai class. All right, so I'm gonna pull these slides up here. This is our for the show. So yeah, Rachel Dolezal. So with black people, the interesting thing with Indians, and I've heard we had an Indian that we won't mention her name because she could probably see this and get upset later on. But we went to school with her. She was from overseas. I think she grew up in Dubai, maybe. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
And she's and see, the thing is I don't know Indian features well enough to be able to tell when an Indian person's mixed.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, but an Indian person can tell. But she said she was an Indian that had some Anglo-Indian. What do you think about, is that a thing? Can you tell when an Indian person has a little bit of mixture of maybe some Anglo-Saxon blood or something like that?
You can in some cases.
In some cases? Okay. Like I couldn't tell with her because I don't know. But I mean, her sister or brother, they just looked Indian to me. And I think
Race was really important to them.
okay, let's just say
It
it's really important. I think other people may look at black people the same way. Now that I'm thinking about that, what do you think, as from an Indian perspective, when you see someone like Zoe Saldana, who I could probably show the camera.
Most Indian people would just look at her and say, "Oh, she's black."
Okay, so no one really knows the difference.
No.
So when you see Rachel Dolezal all in blackface, basically, with her hair curly and her skin,
She would just be a really light-skinned black.
a really light-skinned black woman, even though she was pure European.
Yeah, but that's because if she's all dolled up and she got rid of her freckles and all of the other stuff.
Right, and then some black people who have European ancestry, Irish, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a little Irish and English, and I got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. But when that happens, we see black people with freckles sometimes, and we just know. We're just like, oh, this person has European ancestry, but we still consider them black. So Indians would look at Rachel Dolezal and just say she's
white.
She's just with all of her makeup and stuff. They would just say she's a regular black person, a regular like light-skinned black person.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a picture of Zoe Saldana. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll hold this up. She's an actress. Put that a little bit closer. She's an actress, and she's mixed. I know she's mixed. I can tell she's mixed, even though she is mixed. She's brown skinned, caramel, tan. She is brown skinned. There are Africans this color, but she is mixed. And the thing is when you have people who are, you can see it. Okay, awesome. When you have people who look like this, in America we just call them black, but she's what they call Afro-Latina. She's an Afro-Latina, but when you see her, you just think black, African-American. And with her, she could probably grow a fro. Her hair is probably super curly anyway, but Yeah, I mean, she's gorgeous. Brett, when you see Zoe Saldana, what do you think? Do you think black? Do you think she just looks like a black woman, or can you see that there's something else going on there? Zoe Saldana. I don't know where she's from exactly. She has an American accent, right? Oh, she's an American Dominican actress, primarily known for her work in science fiction film franchises. She has appeared in 3 highest gross films of all time, a feat not achieved by any other performer. Wow. People like her. People really like her. Will Smith, just speaking of all-time highest films, I think his movies have grossed the most. Either Will Smith or Samuel L.
I think it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah. Which is pretty cool. That's pretty amazing, actually. Is that just in America?
No, it's a testament to just how many movies he's been in.
He's been in a ton of movies.
Either as a role play actor or, I mean, a main actor. You know?
Right. Do you let's see, when you look at you still see the feed? Can you see how many people are in the chat? Probably just one at the moment. It's okay. Well, we didn't advertise this. We're just doing this real quick we'll do it for about another 30 minutes. Just go on this topic and we'll wrap up. I actually set this timer for 30 minutes. Okay. So Red says, I'm a military kid and my friends are different races. Okay. Where'd you, but when you see Zoe Saldana, when you see her, does she look like just do you get any mixture? Do you see anything else in her, or do you just see a black person? Let me see your phone number. Let me see what's in the chat. Two top messages, but how many people are actually in the chat? Let's go to the live chat. Okay.
I don't know how to check it.
Yeah, I don't know how to check it either. We're just trying to see how many people are in the chat. Oh, so Brett, you think she's a mixed race chick? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what a lot of African Americans think. We just think she's mixed race. And she's a Afro-Latina, Dominican. It says we're up to 3 viewers. Okay, we want to shout out to all the 3 viewers. I'm not sure you guys are.
You know what's really fascinating with that? For example, I'm looking at Zoe Saldana. I say black.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at, for example, from American history, you have Thomas Jefferson, who famously ended up with Sally Hemings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would say, well, why did Thomas Jefferson allow his own children to be slaves, right?
Right.
Sally Hemings was a quadroon. That means that she was, when we look at her historically, we say that she was a black woman, right?
Right.
But she was only 1/4 black. 3/4
interesting.
was white.
You got a picture of her we can pull up?
Well, they didn't have pictures back then, but it was
you got a drawing we could pull up?
But so then she was actually presented and came along to Thomas Jefferson's possession as a gift along with his wife.
Okay.
Because she had grown up in the same household as Thomas Jefferson's wife,
mm-hmm.
and been her best friend growing up. Like kind of when you had a lot of rich families in the South, they mm-hmm. would basically give their child another child that was the same age.
Okay.
And so
I'm going to go ahead.
Sally Hemings was given to Thomas Jefferson's wife. And when Thomas Jefferson got married, Sally Hemings ended up in his household.
Okay.
And there's speculation that the father of Sally Hemings was the same father of Thomas Jefferson's wife. So they were actually like sisters. Interesting.
Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put some of these images up so our viewers can actually see them. I guess our chat's kind of behind, but I just want to shout out the 3 viewers. Who are you guys? Let us know who you are. Just you can tell us in the chat.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and definitely subscribe and like the video so we can get it out to more people. This is our first chat, guys. We're excited to do this. We're not going anywhere either. We're going to keep going at this. We have a lot to talk about. Today, you know, we did a podcast on race, East Indian versus African American, and I learned a lot. There's a lot I didn't know.
Well, I thought it was funny because when we started, I said, "What would two teachers be doing for fun?"
Teaching. Oh man, hilarious. All right, so all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put one image. Okay, are we that far behind? And okay, so let's go ahead and put one image. I'm gonna add here present. I'm gonna present some slides here. Assets. No, we're not doing assets.
So we're just trying to figure out how to put a picture up for y'all to see.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, wait, what did it say? Google Slides. Okay, so we're gonna put up a picture of Zoe Saldana, and then we'll probably switch out some other pictures. Brett said, "You know me." All right, Brett. Who's the most? Give us just let's play along. Who's the most beautiful East Indian you've seen, and the most beautiful African American woman you've seen? Go ahead, give us that. Give it. Well, obviously, give it to us in the chat, but let us know what you think while we're gonna pull up. Cancel that. We're gonna pull. I'm gonna put some of these files in there. Slides. Your computer. Google Slides, PowerPoint, PDF. Oh, okay. So we have to actually put this in a slide. Do we have? We don't have Zoe Saldana on a slide. All right, let's move this down a little bit. All right, these are some of the slides from today. But let me go ahead and move this. So, there we go. All right. So we'll save this. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. So, who are some examples of Indians who are considered mixed race that are popular? Do you know any, or can you pull any up, or you can use my phone for that?
That are mixed race.
Yeah, or who people wouldn't know. Well, we know one. We
I
talked
think
about
Katrina Kaif is mixed race.
Katrina Kaif.
Yeah.
Here, let's pull her up real quick, and we'll show the chat here. Katrina Kaif. How do you spell Kaif? Oh, here she is.
Kaif.
Oh, she's British. Okay, if you guys are looking with us, here, I'll just put this image up. This is just like just gorgeous. Goodness. All that beauty should be illegal. Katrina Kaif. I'm just going to put that. I don't want to run into any copyright issues, so I'll just put this internet search page. All right, so there's that.
Born in Hong Kong.
Born in Hong Kong, okay. 2 non-binary parents. All right. Let's see here. All right. Brett says, give me a second to think. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to add some more slides here in the meantime. I'm going to pull this all the way down to the end. And then we'll hit enter, add a new one. And add an image, upload from computer. Here's Katrina. Put her in. And then file. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Oh, I save this. Download. Download as a PDF. It'll keep it in the downloads. All right, cool. We are going to, I'm going to show you guys some slides real quick, show you what we're talking about. We probably should have loaded these up earlier. But
we will for next time.
Yeah, we'll have these assets ready for last time. But this just kind of popped up, so it is what it is. So I'm gonna load up this PDF file. Where's our downloads? Here we go. 3 people are live. I want to thank you guys. those who are in the chat, there are 3 people. Well, one's probably you.
Mm-hmm.
Brett is another. Who's the third person? We're curious. Go ahead and identify yourself. All right, Anushka Sharma. Okay, Anushka Sharma. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she's super pretty.
She's super pretty. All right, pull. You mind pulling her up real quick? Here we got.
Brett has some good taste.
Yeah, the man's got some good taste. All right, here let's. All right, so we had. We're actually gonna. Let's move ahead in these slides. You guys can see this live. This is some of the topics we talked about. All right, here's Katrina Kaif. She looks amazing. All right, maybe we could just we could probably just show the camera. You want to just show the camera that?
Okay.
All right, take a look at this real quick. This is that's Anushka Sharma. Oh, we're looking at the time now. It's 4:35. All right, that's Anushka Sharma. That's a beautiful East Indian woman. But is she like mixed race or?
No.
No, she's not. She's just East Indian, North Indian, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and present this. This is Katrina Kaif. I guess this is a movie. British-born Indian actress who starred in over 40 Bollywood films. Man, she is. Kerry Washington. Yeah, Kerry Washington is pretty. She's really pretty.
Let me check who that is.
Yeah, she's actually Jamaican ancestry, like myself. She for a second, funny story. For a second, I thought we were related to her through Colin Powell, because we have Powells in our ancestry. There she is. We have Powells in our ancestry. You can want to show the camera. If you guys don't know Kerry Washington, she played in, what was that show she played in? How to Get Away with Murder, or what was that show she played in? I forgot what she played in.
Confirmation and Little Fires Everywhere.
She was Olivia Pope. Here we go. Scandal. That's the big one she was in. She was in Scandal. And for a second, when we did Ancestry, there was always a question if we were related to Colin Powell.
Uh-huh.
So we started doing research because we have a ton of Powells in our ancestry, ton of Powells that I'm related to. And Colin Powell's Jamaican ancestry, right? Jamaican, he's Jamaican American. Oh yeah, dude. She's on a few Tyler Perry movies. Yes. If you guys haven't seen, there's one movie she's in that's hilarious. It's called Meet the Peoples. Have you seen Meet the Peoples?
No.
Dude, watch that movie. Meet the Peoples. David Allen Greer. Remember David Allen Greer from In Living Color?
No.
He is super funny. Meet the Peoples. Peeples. If you want to laugh to death, go home and put on Meet the Peoples. It's incredibly funny. It's like what's the one with Meet the Parents?
Oh yeah.
It's like Meet the Parents, but the black version, the classy black version, not like a hood version or a ratchet version. Yeah, she's great. So we thought we were related to Powells. There's actually a picture of a couple Powells that we're related to, and these guys look like Colin Powell.
Wow.
So I actually sent them messages. One of them got back to me. He said he doesn't know. So that's a clear sign that we probably aren't. And then I have another family member that lives actually here in Redlands. And I met up with him and I was talking to him and I was like, hey, he's, I was like, hey, are we related to Colin Powell? And he said he did the research and he said we weren't. So we're not related to Colin Powell because Kerry Washington is a distant cousin with Colin Powell.
Oh, wow.
And both of them are Jamaican.
So you're related to Kerry Washington.
I'm not related to either of them. But we thought we were because we kept seeing the name Powell come up. So for a second there, I thought I was related to Colin Powell. And it wasn't. Wow. I could actually hear the AC turn off. That's nuts. This mic is actually really good. Anyway, let's get into some more of these slides. We're going to get back to presenting here. I want to show you guys. Here's Zoe Saldana. So we talked about her, mixed race. Most people, see, the thing is what I'm realizing is that African Americans and each race knows their own. Like if I were to ask Brett, being a white guy, can you tell when a white person has mixed ancestry? he'd probably be able to know. And then if I, asking you, Seiji, like, hey, Seiji, does this Indian person, do they look, is something different about them? Can you tell there's something? Can you usually tell when someone has a little bit of mixed race?
It's hard in India because there's such variation in skin color.
That's true.
Dang
it.
So it's really difficult.
What about in America, like an Indian who's here? Is it still same level of difficulty?
Yeah.
Okay. See, with the African Americans, it's easier for us to tell. We're not as diverse here. Here, we're mainly West African, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ivory Coast, Syria. We're just that West African region. So we kind of know with each other. We know what to expect. So when we see another African person, Brett says kind of, so you can kind of tell when we see another African person who may be, say, from another, immediately we're like, whoa, we know you're a foreigner. We know you're not African American. Where are you from? So we'll ask him.
Were you able to tell, like, for example, she used to be on The Office, Rashida something?
Rashida Jones. That's Quincy Jones's daughter, man. Can you believe that?
I don't know who Quincy Jones is.
Quincy Jones is a music producer in Hollywood who produced Michael Jackson and a whole bunch of people. Look him up. Quincy Jones, that's his daughter. Brett, look up Quincy Jones real quick. Look up Rashida Jones, Rashida. Actually, let me pull this up for the chat because I think this is a really good opportunity to sort of showcase to people what we're talking about with people who pass, who go by the term African American, but who actually look. Here, you know what? I'm gonna get a better picture. I'm gonna get one with her and her dad.
She pretty much seems white to me.
Yeah. To me, I'm gonna get a picture with her and her dad together because I think that would be. Here we go. Here's a good picture. Here's a better picture actually. She kind of looks. Hold on.
So I'm guessing her mom is white.
Yeah, her mom's white, but Quincy Jones is very.
So then
she looks mixed hair.
So basically, then she would be a quadroon.
Is that what a quadroon is?
Huh?
That's what a quadroon is.
Yeah, someone who's 3/4 white. So then, when we're talking about Sally Hemings in relation to Thomas Jefferson, Sally Hemings might have looked like Rashida Jones.
Yeah, let me pull her up. Okay, so a quadroon. So I'm just learning this terminology. I had no idea what a quadroon was. I feel like I've heard that before, maybe a super long time ago. But let me save this. I'm gonna pull it up so more people, so the room can see what we're talking about. So if you guys are just joining the chat, I don't know if anybody new is in the room. If you can check our chat real quick just to take a look.
Here's a painting of what they think Sally Hemings looked like.
All right, show the chat. Just or actually screenshot it and send it to me.
Okay.
Send it to the Seiji Bard podcast email, seijibard@gmail.com. All right, so let's see here. So I saved the picture. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna show you a picture of Rashida Jones, and I think this is this is a really, really. Hold on, where did I save that picture? Did I put it in files? Yeah, Rashida Jones. All right, cool. And then you said the next one. What's her name?
Sally Hemings.
Sally Hemings. Now, who is she? How do you know her?
I mean, that's the black woman that Thomas Jefferson was basically married to, or was his mistress.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is your email. We don't want your email, so I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to close that. So let's open up the Seiji Bard email.
I'm not able to email this.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
All right, so now I want to ask Brett this. Brett, what do you think about? Oh, okay, he knows her because okay, yeah, she does look white. Okay, you found her. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna. Okay, you know what?
So Brett thought she was white.
Yeah, Brett, are you talking about
Rashida Jones?
Are you talking about Rashida Jones? Because Rashida Jones definitely looks white to me. In some pictures, she does look mixed though, but in some pictures, she looks like white woman, pure white woman. But I want to get Brett's opinion. So what's this lady's name? Sally Hemings?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is. Okay.
Let's go to a painting.
Are these all her?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me. Okay, which one's a good one to look at?
I'll just take that painting.
All
Yeah.
right there. All right, so I'm gonna grab this painting of her. I'm gonna drop this in a slideshow. I'm gonna show you guys Sally Hemings. Oh, she died in Charlottesville.
I mean,
Interesting. Like I know where Charlottesville is. Where is Charlottesville? Sally Hemings. Let's drop this in the chat. Actually, not in the chat. I'm gonna put this on the slideshow here. Show you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save this and pull it into the feed here so we can actually take a look at this. All right, remove that one, and I'm going to not new layout, present. All right, so Sally Hemings. So we're going to take a look at. Is it on this slide? Let's see. Let me see if I got it. No, I didn't get it. All right, so there's one person left in chat. I think. Right. Yeah, it's probably you. Actually, did you sign out?
no.
Okay, it's probably you. That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll just pull this up. Oh, go ahead and like on that. I'll like on it too, just so we could get it out a little bit more. Oh, Brett's still there, 44. Yeah, Brett, I want to pull up a picture of Rashida Jones here and get your opinion. Maybe you've already answered, but
How do I even like it?
Pull back up. Yeah, there you go. No, that's for part in the chat.
No.
Yeah, right there. Like thumbs up.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Cool. Hey, Brett, give us a like. Give us a like real quick, please. We appreciate it. Rashida Jones. I'm gonna show you a picture of Rashida Jones here in a second, Brett. I wanna see what you think about her. Slides, computer. All right, we're gonna pull Rashida Jones up real fast. Download. All right, so processing. Okay, we're gonna do this live for another 20 minutes, and then I think we're gonna wrap up. But we'll talk about a few topics here. It may be more than 20 minutes, but we'll see. All right, so the slides are pulling up. So while we're talking about that, we had a couple more questions that we wanted to discuss, right?
Well,
Let's
I
get
think
back
that
into
the
that.
question, for example, I had was like, how much black do you have? I mean, how black do you have to be in order to be classified as black by the black community?
Well, the black community. All right.
Because she's,
All right, before
is
we
she
get to-
black or no?
All right, so what we have right now on screen is, I'm going to get to your question here in just a second. I'm going to answer that question because it's kind of complicated. You can't. It's so weird. Like you can't hear yourself. You don't know. You don't even know if you're live. I can hear us though. All right, so this is Rashida Jones. Let's take a look at Rashida Jones. Brett, what do you think about her? Does she look like a white woman? She's a quadroon, so she's more than 75% white because Quincy Jones has white blood as well.
Okay.
So she's more like 80% white, or maybe more than that. Probably about 80%. Her mom is white. Quincy Jones is probably about 70% black. So it's rarely a fair exchange in DNA between a mixed race person in America. It's usually, black people usually donate less to the DNA pool because we're usually never 100% African, you know? Yeah, she definitely looks darker in this picture. But what do you think about her? Yeah, she looks darker. She looks like she's tan, but in some other pictures, like for instance, in this one right here, I don't know if you could, okay, I clicked to the wrong side. In this one right here, where I don't know if you can see my mouse, where she's hugging her dad right there. Doesn't she look a little bit more Caucasian there? What do you think? I think she does. All right, so while we're waiting on Brett to answer, let's move on to, we still got the chat open. All right, let's move on to your question. Do you,
I got a black and white picture. She looks white.
dude? This is insane. You guys, look at this. Here, I'm gonna put this back on us here. Take a look at this woman here. That's actually a good picture right there to get through the video. Here, sorry. This is Rashida Jones. Okay, Quincy Jones's daughter. At first glance, I, as an African American, would say this is a white woman. She's like a Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
But she's probably more white than Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle. So Brett says that she's more mixed between light Indian or some black and some black. Okay. You think she looks a little Indian, Rashida Jones, in that picture?
No.
Not at all? Okay. So it's just his opinion, but I could
she
see
looks really pretty.
she is pretty. Definitely. I'm sure her mom is really pretty because Quincy's not a great looking dude, to be honest. Let's see. So how much black does a person need to have in order to be considered black? Now, I'm going to ask you the inverse question, but I'll answer your question first. The inverse would be, how do Indians treat mixed race people? Do they view them as mixed race? Do they view them as just Indian? Or do they view them as something other? But let me answer your question first, since you asked first. I want to be polite. Brett says Megan is annoying. She is. I don't like Megan.
I don't either.
I don't like her. She's messing up that family.
I'm actually really happy though with the work she's doing because
she's ruining the royal family.
Yes, I don't really care about him, and I'm glad that she's like infiltrated and now completely annihilating the entire institution of the monarchy. Because I think that, like, on a side note, why do we have a king or a queen or anything like that? And I'm not English. I'm glad I'm not, but they don't need one either. And it's a waste of money.
I got a cousin over there, and he was telling me that half of there's a good portion of people who don't care for the monarchy either.
I wouldn't.
There's some that do, some that don't. So they're kind of split.
I think the whole idea harkens back to an era of real, actual privilege, not the imaginary white privilege and all the other stuff that we have in this country.
Yeah.
But
that's real
actual privilege, where you could actually step on someone else just because they were born in a different class.
Interesting.
Like, you have these people that are functionally retarded. They're inbred.
Ooh.
And that is a fact.
Are they really inbred?
Yes.
A lot of the royals
No, they're inbred.
Wow.
I mean, you don't come up with people that stupid by accident.
Wow. Tell us how you feel, Seiji. How you really feel. How you really feel. All right, so let's get back to the questions here. So we're talking about East Indian versus Black. We're talking about racism. We're talking about colorism. And yeah, our podcast is coming out on Tuesday, 8 a.m., where we go into details on some of these things. It's actually a really good podcast. If you guys get a chance, definitely check it out. How much black does one have to have? The unfortunate thing is that African Americans, some of us still enforce the rules that were in place during the days of slavery, right?
Yeah, it's like one drop.
One drop. And obviously that rule was so that people could have more slaves. And it was unfortunate because white men would sleep with black women and then enslave their own kids. That's insane to me that you could enslave your own kid. But that's what was happening. And but let's just be honest, people abort their own kids. So enslaving your own kid isn't too much of a stretch.
Might be better.
It's not too much of a stretch. If you can abort your own kid, or whatever, I'm sure enslaving them is not too far off. But they would Brett says, we love Disney movies and like the idea of royalty. I guess, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Some people are really infatuated with the royal family. But yeah, the one drop rule is heavy in the black community. Like, for instance, with Rashida Jones, we put her back up here on screen. With Rashida Jones, there's some black people, especially women, who would not want to call her black, because what happens is if you call her black and she's really attractive, then black guys like her, and then it takes away from them.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a way of adjusting the calculus, the algorithm in the dating market. You take this, and she's pretty, she's attractive, You know, when she smiles, she looks like her dad. She's got that the wide sort of cheekbones. But to be honest, at first glance, if I were to see her, I would think she was a white woman. Like, I don't see any strong African features in her face, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now let's look at white people with, and this show's not about white people, but let's look at you know, Ronda Rousey, the UFC fighter. You know who that is? Her mom is multiracial. Her mom is part black, and she has a black. Her mom is like a quarter black,
Okay.
so she's like a Rashida Jones. But when you look at her mom, dude, can you pull up her mom real quick? Let's just see Ronda Rousey's mom. There's actually video of her like on TMZ interviewed them, I think. And you look at the mom, and she looks like a mixed person. Ronda Rousey's mom. But Ronda Rousey looks like a white woman, right? She looks like a white woman to me. Brett, looking at Ronda Rousey, if you're still there, would you have thought that she had any African blood in her, any African American? I certainly didn't. I thought she was just a white girl, you know. I didn't think at
Mom
all.
was kind of
Yeah.
mixed.
Yeah, the mom looks, well, the mom, yeah, she looks mixed, but in this picture, she looks like she could probably pass for white, maybe like, but yeah, here, let's take a look. We'll give you guys, I'll give you guys a peek at what we're looking at here. There's Ronda Rousey, and here's her mom. Okay. Okay, it's Ronda Rousey and her mom. I personally think that's our alarm to probably wrap up, but we'll probably go for a few more minutes. That's Ronda Rousey and her mom. Okay, what do you guys think? Do you think she looks?
I think her mom looks kind of white too.
She looks kind of white, but you know, a little mixture there. Brett, what do you think? You're a white guy. What do you think about that? And Brett, if we drop you a link, will you come up on the chat? Talk to us for a little bit. If we drop you a link, let us know if you got time. We'd love to practice on you. Let's see. I will invite. I'm gonna send you an invite link. I'll put that in the link.
Dude, that's her mom. Her mom looks
That's for
pretty
you,
white.
Brett. Yeah, her mom kind of looks like a white woman. Let me show. All right, Brett said he's going to come up. Awesome, thanks, Brett. When you get in, okay. So this is Ronda Rousey's mom. We'll full screen this. You guys can see the mom. I think she looks like a white woman, to be honest, here in this picture. And the dad looks like look. He's a white guy. All right, Brett says, "Give me a few." Cool. As soon as you come up, Brett, I'm gonna private chat you, just some quick comments, and then we'll get into it. You can talk to us about this kind of stuff. So let's get into. Now the question I asked you. So how do Indians view mixed people? Black people? No, not that. We talked about that, but let's say an Indian is half Indian and half white. How would they be viewed? What's their identity? Does it matter on the parent? Which parent's white?
No.
No? How are they viewed?
Kind
Kind of the same?
it's kind of in between. And I think that a lot of times by default, they might say they're Indian, but that's because I think there's typically more of a culture with Indians than there is, like, say, a white culture, you know?
Right.
Like, because there's more
It's a good question to
cultural,
ask
there's
Brett.
more cultural events,
Right.
like Indian church or whatever. So when they're growing up, at least they might identify and say, well, I'm Indian.
Okay. And the thing is here's the thing. Let's just be honest. And we'll ask Brett his opinion. Brett's a white guy. When most ethnicities mix with white, you tend to see that other ethnicity a little bit more sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
With, say, for instance, it depends though. But with Asian, for sure, like Brett's children, I know he's
Callista.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is the Asian. There's some Asian genes that are
It's a dominant phenotype.
They're dominant.
Yeah.
They're dominant. Like I think the eyes are dominant. Sometimes the cheekbones can be dominant.
The dark hair.
The dark hair is dominant sometimes. So I'm trying to think of when the white gene is dominant. Obviously not a geneticist, but I would think sometimes with eyes. Sometimes you can get green eyes out of a mixed person, right? It's more of a
That
European
still,
thing.
doesn't happen very often. Like the dominant eye, like phenotypes for eyes would be black or brown.
Right, right. And so with Indian, what are some things that what are some uh, what are some features that in a mixed person who's half Indian, half white, or say for example, what are some features that are more dominant that the Indian that comes through Indian? Would it be skin, maybe?
Yeah, but they're usually going to end up being relatively light.
Still light, okay.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be the eyes and the hair.
Eyes and hair. What's going on with the eyes? Describe that.
Probably going to be bigger. I think Indians
Bigger.
have pretty big eyes a lot of
Big
times.
eyes. Okay, cool. And the hair, most likely, how would you describe the hair? Just black, more black?
More black, and usually Indians will have thicker hair.
Thicker hair. Okay, interesting. And as everyone knows, well, let's talk about this real quick. We'll get back to the phenotypes and stuff a little bit. Let's talk about Indian and black. Now, I have a cousin. I can't show her a picture here because she wouldn't like that. She thinks she's very private. She's half Indian and half black. She's got that classic mixed person look, right? She's got the long curly hair. Have you seen her? I showed you a picture of my cousin, right? She's got the long curly hair. Now, when you saw her, I can't show her, for the chat to see, but what features did you see in her? Because I have a coworker who's Indian, and she told me right away. She's like, "Oh, I can tell she's South Indian," and I didn't know that of my cousin. I didn't know she was South Indian. I had no idea. When you see her, do you see South Indian as well? Because you're South Indian. I showed my coworker your pictures too, and she's like, "Oh, he's South Indian," because she's South. My coworker's South Indian. What did you see in my cousin? Did you see her being South Indian? Did you see her African? I think she looks more Indian personally.
She looks very similar to some of my nieces.
Really?
Yeah. So then I thought.
Oh, your nieces who are biracial?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Would have never guessed that. It's fascinating. Yeah, she, to me, she looks more Indian, in my opinion. She looks more Indian. I think there's, and see, once again, her father, even though he looks like a black man, his genes are not 100% African.
Yeah.
And her mother being Indian is more likely to have she's more likely to be full 100% Asian or Indian. And as a result, you're going to get more Indian DNA and more opportunity for phenotype, or the way your face looks, the way you present to the world, to be dominant in how you look. So that's what I see. Her nose, her skin's very light, which is really unusual because her dad is pretty brown. Her dad's like my color, maybe a little bit darker than me. And her mom's, I guess, pretty light. I think her mom was pretty light. I haven't seen a picture of her mom. I've met her mom in real life, but I haven't seen any pictures of her mom. But
well, man, with Indians, there are so many different skin colors and variation. Right. So you don't know, even if she's relatively dark, you could have a totally light kid. I mean, it's
but totally.
Because I'll tell you, there's some people I know where you have an Indian woman get married to a white guy, and their kid's so light and
they just look white.
Yeah, and then there's actually a really funny story I have where there was a mom shopping with her daughter, and her daughter didn't want to listen to her, so then she started giving her a spanking, and then the little girl, who looked like she was not her daughter, said, "You're not my mom," and then the people at the store called the police.
Goodness.
They showed up, and the girl was adamant that she wasn't her mom.
Wow.
And
So she played it all the way through. I know
Oh,
she
yeah.
got a spanking when she got home. She got a double blessing.
but yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah. Oh, spelled it wrong. Yeah, that's interesting. You're not my mom. What would possess her to say something like that? That's
Well, I mean, it's a little kid. Like, you're getting spanked. You don't want to be spanked. So, you could say you're not my mom because you actually understand what that means, or you're not my mom because you're spanking me,
right.
And it was probably the second one.
You can say you're not my mom because you. Right.
So,
Let me.
yeah. Anyways.
Okay, I get that. Just pulling this up here so I can like on that. So let's get back to let's do how about this? Let's do another. Brett, where you at, buddy? Can you make it? Let us know. We're gonna probably wrap up in like 15. Oh, there you go.
Let's wrap
Let me
up.
let me add Brett in. Add to stream. Hey, there he is. Not the hitman. Oh,
I do
can't hear him.
appreciate that.
Oh,
That's fine.
yeah, dude, you can.
You can use the restaurant.
Okay, go. All right, Sage is gonna take off here for a second. Let me
Ouch.
let me hit you up
Thanks,
in the private
Seiji.
chat real
Thanks.
quick. Everyone in the studio. Okay, you can see this. Okay, so yeah, Seiji, he's Seiji, I'm Bard. I'm sure you figured that out, dude. We have some questions. When you look at dude, are you getting buff, man? Like, what's going on? Nice. Are you doing like UFC? Are you doing like grappling and stuff? Are you doing it at the gym? Nice.
Both.
I'm actually thinking about joining up. I'm actually thinking about joining up at the UFC down Point Loma, San Diego.
It's an amazing gym.
Don't stalk me, guys. Don't stalk me over there. I may or may not go there. I'm not sure yet. I may not.
There's plenty of locations in California. There's plenty of locations all over San Diego,
There's a
Orange
bunch,
County. Heck, there's one in Corona that I really, really love. Big shout out to Adam.
Hey. So what do you pay there at the gym? What, like, is it all included access? Like, if you're gonna do weights and like do some UFC, some MMA type stuff.
So they have the fitness membership, which is like roughly about like $40, and then they have like they have two other different types of membership. I have a special membership because I know some very powerful. I know some very, very powerful people and very nice people, I may add, who got me some discounts and a nice membership so I can bring my daughter and take the MMA classes. And then they have
nice.
championship membership, which is pretty much what I got, except I got a better deal.
Okay, nice.
Which gives you access to literally anything that's UFC branded. Access no matter where it's at, whether it's in Japan, Korea, China. I mean, if there's a UFC gym out there, any.
Dude, I think the UFC gyms is an amazing idea. I think Dana White knocked it out the park with that. I mean, to be able to go and train boxing and then lift weights at the same time and have it all in one place, that's incredible. And not to have it cost a fortune, that's incredible. So do you study jiu-jitsu or kickboxing? What are you doing?
Right now I'm doing Muay Thai just because I'm just trying to just make myself a little bit more aggressive. And then once I feel a little bit more comfortable, I will do BJJ. I just even got the gi just recently.
Okay, cool. All right, so we have I want Seiji to be able to hear you because he can't hear you right now. We actually need another. How many mic jacks under here? Just one? Just one headphone jack. All right, so if you're gonna do Muay Thai, let's say because I want to go and I just want to hit the pads. I don't necessarily want to do any classes right this second. I just want to hit the pads and weightlift. Right now, I'm on a bench press mission. On a mission to 225. I'm trying to rep 225 for 10. And right now, I'm at 180. I got a way to go. So you're saying, so if I wanted to hit the pads, would that be included with just my weightlifting membership?
Yeah, if you just get the weightlifting membership, you can hit the pads. You just won't be able to do any of the mixed martial arts classes.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's get to this. Oh, do you have?
It's my head's hurting.
Oh, you gonna wrap up soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Seiji's got a headache, so we're gonna wrap up soon. So let's talk about this race stuff real quick. Now, And when it comes to African American people, can you tell when someone's like mixed? Can you tell? Can you see, like, for instance, let's say an African American person's, let's say they're mixed with Caucasian, right? Let's say like Rashida Jones. Can you look at her and be like, oh, she's got a little white in her? Can you pick that stuff out?
Most of the time, I can, just because I'm around like a diverse group of people a lot of the time. Basically, if the skin tone is a lot lighter or lighter than your skin tone, and
Right.
like if the hair is not as nappy, if it's nappy but it's not as nappy,
A little curly, right?
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
If it's still on the curly side, then you can definitely tell, like, okay, they're not just.
So you tell by the hair and the skin. That's how you can kind of tell that they may be mixed with white, right?
Hair, skin, and just faciality.
Is there anything on the face? Like when you look at okay, so hair, skin, and face. When you look at Rashida Jones, right? Let's say I'll put this picture back up here. When you look at Rashida Jones, I mean, is there anything you see in her face that tells you, oh, this chick, she's definitely got some white in her? What do you see?
Maybe around the eyes, but like the mouth and stuff like that, you can definitely tell that she's definitely has black genetics in her.
Okay, so the mouth, because like there's other pictures of her where she fools us. Like we don't, African Americans, like when I saw her for the first time, I thought she was a white woman.
Well, I don't think she looks black really at all. I mean,
James says she doesn't think she looks black. Or you
like,
can hear.
I mean, there might be some features or whatever, but I don't see them. I mean, if I was just looking at her, she'd be white.
Yeah, to me, she just looks white. I was actually shocked when I found out she was Quincy Jones's daughter. I was blown away. I was like, this guy, he's black and he's producing white daughters? It's insane. All right, so what about okay, let's move on.
I'll say this about her. Like when I first saw her, I'm like, what? They're related? What? Huh? What?
I know, right? They're related. Yeah, he said when he first saw her, you're like, oh, she's related. Yeah, Seiji can't hear because I have headphones in and they're in the mic. I think there may be I don't know where the sound's supposed to come out when it's,
Well, I would think it come out of the
probably comes out of the computer. Yeah, so it's overriding the computer. So we're talking about Indian American community. We're gonna wrap up here in a couple minutes. We'll wrap up because we've been at this all day. Literally, it's been like an 8-hour thing. Filming, setting up. There's a ton of stuff going on here behind the scenes.
Yeah, I can definitely tell Seiji's a little in need of coffee. Let's just say.
Yeah, he said he could tell you're in need of coffee. He's got a headache. Coffee would make it worse because it would constrict the vessels even more. Yeah, just drink lots of water. But actually, we'll probably just go ahead and wrap up. Let's say we got a lot of things to shut down here. Right. Anyway, hey, Brett, thanks for joining. Brett the Hitman Hart. Thanks for joining the first live. Thanks for joining the first live. We appreciate you. We will see you on social media. Definitely.
Wait, what did you think about? Did you happen to see episode 5 with what would you do, like the intruder in your house?
Oh yeah, I already know what Brett would do.
See,
I've had this conversation with him years ago.
Yeah, I thought Brett would really enjoy that one.
He probably hasn't seen it. It's a new episode where we talk about home defense. We do some interviews out in the street.
Response times.
Police response times. You haven't seen that. You probably haven't seen it yet. It just came out like a couple days. Well, on Tuesday last week.
Yeah, I had finals all this last week, so I didn't.
Yeah, he had finals. He hasn't seen it. So, well, maybe we can get your opinion right now. What would you do? Just real quick, give us your opinion. This is the scenario that I gave people. We were interviewing people in San Diego. Seiji came down, so I was interviewing people. We were interviewing people. Yeah. So check this out. So it's the middle of the night. I'm going to give you the scenario live since you haven't seen the episode. Middle of the night. You hear a bang, right? You hear some noise. You're like, oh, that's definitely coming from the living room. You open your door. You look outside. You see a guy standing in your living room. He doesn't see you though because you have your lights off and you just kind of crack it. What's your next move?
Two things. Either confront him with the gun or basically just tackle him and tackle him.
Okay. All right. So confront him with a gun or tackle him. I would probably say gun first. Tackling could be Might be dangerous. I mean, could have a knife, right? Maybe some elbows and knees, right? But
Well,
I
he's
think
got to do that because otherwise, his wife and kid can't get out in time. So if he was by himself, he'd probably jump out a window if he didn't have a gun. But
Yeah.
because he can't jump out of a window, and if he doesn't have a gun, he still has to confront
yeah.
because he doesn't have the option of fleeing.
What do you think about that? Yeah, I mean,
He said it
I
perfectly.
think, I think, jumping out a window might be your best option. But if the guy, let's say the guy has a gun. Well, you already said you have a gun, so you're definitely going to have to use your weapon.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is even if the guy has a gun and Brett doesn't have a gun, he is not only trying to protect himself, so he has to
wife and kid.
Yeah, he has to take the chance, even if he is seriously injured or dead, to protect them.
Right, that's true. So, you got any comments on that, Brett? Get them with the guns. All right, so real quick, I'll just tell you some numbers on us real quick. We looked at the police response times in San Diego, and it's insane.
Yeah, what do you think they are, Brett?
Yeah. What do you think for let's say for an assault or a robbery? What do you think it is in San Diego? Let's say assault. I don't have the
More like 20 to 45 minutes. 20 to 45 minutes, most likely.
Say, what was robbery or assault? Okay, so I think assault was 51 minutes. Yeah. And
I was being nice on that one. Shoot.
Yeah, you gave him what? You gave him 20 minutes? 20 minutes?
20 to 45 minutes.
20 to 45 minutes. So it was 51 minutes. That was the response time. And it increased, 60% over the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years?
They were trying to finish up their donut and their coffee.
Yeah, don't want those to get cold.
Yeah, especially the coffee with the special stuff in it. Cocaine.
The special stuff. All right, we're not saying, we're definitely joking.
The chief of staff for Obama, Rahm Emanuel. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Is he Indian?
I think he's Italian.
Italian? Okay.
He said, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Interesting.
And the police never let a good donut or coffee go to waste.
State funds. You don't want to get away with that. But I think for robbery, it was about 18 minutes, which is still a lot. That's a lot, dude, for a robbery. And a lot, considering most robberies are with a weapon. They're not strong armed. That's a long response time. So what we did is, we'll let people watch the episode, but what we did was we confronted people with this data the same way we confronted you right now. And we asked them, what would you do if they came in the house? And then everyone had their idea. And then we showed them the response time. And they were like, whoa, 51 minutes. That's insane. Some people changed their responses based on the time. See, what we realize is when people call 911, people are under the impression that 911 is going to be in like 10 seconds.
Minutes, yeah,
they're just waiting, beck and call. Oh, here we go. Let's, we'll be here in a few minutes. That's not the case. You're going to be on hold for 51 minutes. And what's even crazier about that is some of the 911 calls, 911 doesn't even pick up. We didn't mention that, but sometimes 911 sends you to a voicemail, which is insane.
They don't pick up, or you get to, like we said, sometimes you get to listen to people dying because they're waiting for the police.
Yeah, that's crazy. You get to listen to people dying. That's sad. But, I think now that the 911 times are not really up to snuff, Brett, what would your ultimate response be? I mean, what does it tell you ultimately? That you have to.
I already knew 911 responses absolutely suck, but I didn't know they sucked that badly.
That was in San Diego, so that's not up here. But in a city as well funded as San Diego, I can't see it being way better up in this part of the state. I can't see it being better up here.
It definitely
and I don't see them coming at all in San Bernardino. They may not even come.
They'll be like, "Are you sure it wasn't fireworks?"
Yeah, are you sure it wasn't fireworks? Oh, we're losing signal. Click. No, they can go to jail for that. I don't think they do that. But I honestly don't even see them coming. I've heard of stories where 911 doesn't even come. And if 911's not coming, to me, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself.
I mean, but honestly, look, are you actually going to show up? Like, if you're, I mean, I know police officers are obligated to, but you're going to go to a neighborhood where they have defund the police signs everywhere. Like, and the people are taking shots at you. It's like, you know what? Good.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So here's what I so
To go
here's
along
what
with Seiji basically just said, basically all you have to do is just watch that episode of South Park, and that says all you need to know.
So Brett said, just watch the episode of South Park, and that's all you need to know. There's the episode on that. I think, didn't we show that? We showed a clip from that, right?
Yeah, we showed a clip.
We showed a clip from South Park. Yeah, I'm hoping it's the same episode you're thinking
It
of.
probably is.
Yeah, it probably is.
You should watch it, Brett. I think you're going to enjoy it. We have some American Dad clips in there.
American Dad clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Let us know what you think.
Definitely.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap up because it's time. Brett, thanks for showing up on the stream.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We'll definitely see you another time, maybe another stream if you want to join. We've been going for over.
I'll be honored to be on any stream you guys have. So you guys are amazing people.
To be on any stream we want. Awesome, man. We appreciate it. Anyway, guys, this has been the Seiji Bar podcast. This is our first live stream. Yay! We hope you guys will join us. Look out for our live, actually our recorded show. Thanks, Brett, for joining us. We just moved from stream. Look out for recorded show. They drop every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And as always, guys, looking into the camera, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.